I really hope this isn't focused. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to end up naming this video a reaction to the Fantastic Four trailer, but I kind of want this video to act as more of a message of what I think of the MCU and where it's at in the world right now culturally, because as planned Disney has released a new teaser trailer for Fantastic Four, which is coming out in July of 2025, about 5 months from now, 1 week from today, which I'm recording this on the 7th, which is the day Captain America: A Brave New World, the first MCU movie that's going to be coming out in a while. They've really been doing a lot of shows. They've been pushing a lot of the animation, which X-Men 97 I thought was a really cool show. That was one I really had on in the background while I was doing shit around the house. It's definitely a grab on nostalgia for sure. The early 2000s and Y2K and all of that is really at the forefront of what everyone's talking about. Brave New World will probably be in theaters for like 2 fucking months and be advertised over and over and over again. And then there will be a wave of that it's now streaming. But anyways, there's going to be an obvious message of corruption in higher powers and evil inside of democracy and things like that. With this being the first Captain America movie with Sam Wilson being Captain America instead of Steve Rogers, that was a big reaction moment in the trailers of the film, which is like, that was cool seeing it for the first time. But every time I go to the movies, they show that trailer and now it's like all corny to me. So it's like when I see these things of like 1,000 times, I'm like, I see right through it all, and it's just like the movie's probably not gonna be that good. This is just a really good trailer. I really love the trailer to Brave New World. By the time all of the marketing is over for Brave New World after it comes out in theaters and then comes out on streaming, that's when all of the Fantastic Four shit is going to start popping up. I've mentioned in a couple videos before about how Disney fills up theaters with like 4 movies at all times. Just really doesn't provide any sort of support or room for smaller film. A24 has been doing a phenomenal job, and so has Neon. They've both been the most consistent independent film distributors. So I just want people to be a little more aware of that when it comes to these Marvel films. When all of these movies are not that good, it would make sense that if these $200 million movies, these movies that cost $200 million to make, fill up all of these theaters and they're not even that good and no one's buying tickets and they're just producing this forced, non-genuine, non-organic CGI films that have very little practical effects and very robotic acting, and it just hasn't been working lately. And I feel like on all sides, even people who are diehard fans, to me, I feel like if I call myself a comic book fan, it would be like Stolen Valor. But I know a lot of shit about Marvel comics and I enjoy the films. So I know enough to enjoy it, but not too much to the point where it's like seeing the movies are ruining the comic books for me. To me, I still see them as 2 completely different mediums. Anytime you watch a movie that's based on a book, it's not always a direct adaptation, just like these Dune adaptations. It's Dune in the book is so much larger and so much higher stakes and so much different shit that we've been seeing in the films. So with these comic books, it's the same thing, but these comic book fans love these movies so much. Any little sneak peek or Comic-Con reveal or behind the scenes photos that leak, to me, I don't see how you could possibly enjoy any movie if you look into the pre-production details that much. I am someone who can enjoy trailer breakdowns for superhero movies. I have watched those before all the Easter eggs and things like that. But when there's people trying to figure out what the film is going to be about and what storylines they're going to take from in the comic book and try to guess what happens beat for beat in the movie, and then if it doesn't do that, they're going to be even more upset. To me, that is the most psychotic like relationship you can have with movie watching. I feel like on both sides, everyone needs to fucking chill out. And I think this Fantastic Four movie is going to be the one that brings everyone together, because Disney has plenty of flops as of recently. Things like the Wish movie or the Indiana Jones movie or Ant-Man Quantumania. It's just so many of their releases have just been not doing good, and there's been so much money put into these movies that Disney is losing hundreds of millions of dollars on films that just are not good and no one wants to see. Disney could just chill the fuck out with that many trailers so we don't have to endure it every single time we go to the movies. Then that excitement won't go away. I feel like that was part of the success with the early Iron Man movies and Captain America movies, is because without the internet, all we saw from these movies were the trailers. So if you're gonna show us trailers in the theaters, but also show it to us on our phones and and everywhere we go in public, at that point it's like I'm not even excited about it anymore. It's like because all I see is just fucking advertising everywhere. I remember more about the advertising than I do about the movie. Like if that Dune popcorn bucket thing happened to a Marvel movie, we would not hear the fucking end of it. Granted that Disney has not made good product, good movies based on these comic books that these fans love. But when people are going to go into watching a trailer for the first time for, say, Fantastic Four, to have like the habit to watch it with your arms crossed, you just need to chill out and be able to enjoy it. Because this Fantastic Four movie, when I say that this is the first time in this decade that I've been excited for a Marvel movie, I really mean it. And I think this is Marvel finally stepping back and taking a big swing at a new look and new actors and a new story and new characters, and really be able to just start something new that everyone kind of recognizes. So now with an official Fantastic Four movie coming out, I feel like it's something that a lot of people have, at any extent, have a relationship to the Fantastic Four, whether they've seen them recently, those two cameos in the recent MCU movies, or have watched the ones that came out in the early 2000s, or have just read the comic books. Because I personally don't know anyone that watched that movie that came out in the 90s. With the trailer, I thought Ebon Moss-Bachrach, I think that's how you say his name. It's interesting that they show him immediately at the beginning of the teaser in the kitchen cooking something with Baxter, because where everyone's mind goes when they seen this guy, they think of the bear. It seems very intentional. I think it's to gain a kind of familiarity of who Ben Grimm is going to be, of who the Thing is going to be, in a way who the character is in The Bear that Ebon Moss-Bachrach plays is very similar to the kind of person Ben Grimm is in the comics. I think that all of the costume and the set design, the way like his chalkboard looked when he was writing, the lighting of that scene looked great. Pedro Pascal has this sort of like this performative like mid-century American voice. Vanessa Kirby looks amazing in this movie. I'm super excited to see her as the Invisible Woman. I think that she's kind of the perfect casting. I can't really think of anyone that I would want off the top of my head right now. If I think of someone while editing, I'll put the picture right here. The retro futurist vibe that they're going for is really cool. It looks nice. I love the design of like the cars and a lot of the technology that they have. And it's cool because I think what the Fantastic Four represents as a comic book, what the characters of the Fantastic Four represent is family and is bonding. And I think that's kind of important in life. I think what this teaser did is really checked a lot of boxes as far as the moral like pillars of the Fantastic Four and like what they represent. I think they're really going to send that message through, which is what I think is important right now. I don't know if any of this made sense. I feel like I was just fucking blabbering, but I feel like there was something there. But I feel like as I was saying it, I might have just lost it. But but I'm going to post this anyway. Let me know what you guys think. I hope this is something that could raise maybe a little bit of conversation, but go ahead and fuck with your boy. Please subscribe and please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you and have a good day.